Look up at the night sky on a clear night, away from the city lights. You might see a few thousand stars twinkling back at you. It feels vast, almost infinite. Every single one of those stars is part of our home galaxy, the Milky Way. But here's a truth that will completely change how you see the universe. The Milky Way doesn't have just a few thousand stars. It doesn't have millions. The real number is almost impossible to comprehend. Our galaxy contains over 100 billion stars. That's not a typo. 100 billion. Knowing this doesn't just make the sky look bigger. It fundamentally changes our understanding of our place in the cosmos. Let's explore what that number truly means. What exactly is the Milky Way? When we see that faint, milky band of light stretching across the night sky, we're actually looking into the dense, crowded plane of our own galaxy from the inside. The Milky Way is a barred spiral galaxy, a colossal, spinning disk made of stars, gas, and dust. To get a sense of its scale, imagine this: if you could travel at the speed of light, it would still take you 100,000 years to cross it from one side to the other. Our home, the solar system, isn't at the center or the edge. We're nestled in one of its spiral arms, about halfway out from the galactic core. This is why every star we can see with our naked eye, every constellation we've ever named, from Orion to the Big Dipper, belongs to this single, massive star system. We are living inside a city of stars. So, how on earth do we know there are over 100 billion stars? It's not like we can send a spaceship out to count them one by one. That would be impossible. Instead, astronomers use clever, indirect methods. First, they look at small, representative patches of the sky and carefully count the number of stars in that region. By measuring this star density, they can extrapolate to estimate the total for the entire galaxy. They also measure the total brightness, or luminosity, of the Milky Way. Since they know the average brightness of different types of stars, they can work backward to calculate how many stars would be needed to produce all that light. Finally, they use powerful computer simulations and models of galactic dynamics. By inputting the galaxy's mass and rotation speed, these models can predict how many stars must exist to account for the gravitational forces holding everything together. Combining all these methods, scientists arrive at a range. The Milky Way likely contains between 100 and 400 billion stars. Even the lowest estimate is simply staggering. It's also important to remember that not all stars are created equal. When we think of a star, we usually picture something like our sun, but our sun is actually more massive and brighter than most. The vast majority of stars in the Milky Way are red dwarfs. These are small, cool, and incredibly dim stars that burn their fuel so slowly they can live for trillions of years. They are the most common type of star in the universe, but because they're so faint, we can't see a single one with the naked eye. Besides the countless red dwarfs and yellow stars like our sun, our galaxy is also home to other, more exotic objects. There are massive, brilliant blue giant stars that live fast and die young, ending their lives in spectacular supernova explosions. And then there are the stellar remnants they leave behind, incredibly dense white dwarfs, neutron stars, and even black holes, the ghosts of stars that have long since faded. Now, let's take this one step further. If there are hundreds of billions of stars, what does that mean for planets? For a long time, we didn't know if planets were common or rare. But thanks to missions like the Kepler Space Telescope, we now know that planets are everywhere. It seems that most stars have at least one planet orbiting them. So let's do the math. Hundreds of billions of stars likely means hundreds of billions of planets right here in our own galaxy. Some estimates suggest there could be tens of billions of planets that are roughly the same size as Earth, and out of those, millions could be orbiting their star in the habitable zone, the region where conditions might be just right for liquid water to exist on the surface. Statistically speaking, the Milky Way should be teeming with worlds, and this inevitably leads to one of the most profound questions we can ask with so many potential homes for life. Are we really alone? At the very heart of this immense cosmic city lies something truly extreme, a supermassive black hole. It's called Sagittarius Asterisk, and it's a monster. It has a mass equivalent to about 4 million suns, all crushed into a point of infinite density. We can't see it directly, but we can see its effects. Stars near the galactic center whipped around it at incredible speeds, some moving at millions of miles per hour, locked in a gravitational dance with the unseen beast. This chaotic, violent core is the engine of our galaxy, holding the entire structure together. Yet, from our quiet neighborhood out in the spiral arms, 26,000 light-years away, the galaxy feels serene and peaceful. We are far from the chaos, living in the calm suburbs of the Milky Way, and don't think for a second that our galaxy is just sitting still. The entire Milky Way is in constant motion. First, it's spinning. Our solar system, along with all its neighbors, is orbiting the galactic center at a blistering speed of about 500,000 miles per hour. Even at that velocity, a single trip around the galaxy, what we call a galactic year, takes about 230 million years. To put that into perspective, since our sun was born about 4.6 billion years ago, it has only completed this journey about 20 times. Dinosaurs roamed the Earth during the sun's last galactic year, and while it spins, the entire Milky Way galaxy is also hurtling through intergalactic space, moving toward our neighboring Andromeda galaxy as part of a cosmic dance on an even grander scale. So, with over 100 billion stars and potentially even more planets, it's clear that our Sun and our Earth are not special in their position. We occupy a fairly average spot around a fairly average star in a galaxy filled with them. But what is undeniably special is the outcome. Here, on this one small, rocky planet, in a seemingly unremarkable corner of the galaxy, something extraordinary happened. Life emerged, it evolved, it grew complex, and eventually, it produced a species capable of consciousness. A species that could build tools to look back out at the cosmos and begin to understand its own home. In a galaxy overflowing with stars, this one tiny world learned how to count them. Think about it. The Milky Way is a city of stars, hundreds of billions of suns, each a potential center for its own planetary system, each with its own unique story unfolding over billions of years. And among them, on a small blue planet orbiting one of those suns, is us. We are the part of the universe that is waking up, slowly piecing together the true scale and majesty of it all. 100 billion stars, one single galaxy. And it all inspires an infinite sense of wonder. The next time you look at the night sky, remember that you're not just looking at distant lights. You're looking into the heart of our vast, stellar home. Thanks for watching.